another brand new episode here on 1950s Farm. No, we are not on 1950s Farm. We are on Sunny Side Up Farms. Now, little quiz question for you. Which episode on a series have I just recorded? Anyway, we'll leave it in. Give you all a giggle. That's what you all need on a Friday morning. We are definitely on Sunny Side Up Farms today. And we are on our way to... where are we going, James? We are on our way to the train station. We're not leaving town, especially not on a David Brown. But we're going to go and tip some canola. So the canola price has sort of come in, and yeah, we're on our way to tip some canola. So that's what we're up to today. I don't really know the way from this side of the map, so we're probably going to get lost along the way, but that's all good. So we'll just sort of carry on. We've sort of got to get across to there. We've got to get to that junction. So sort of go bottom left, and you can see field 53, and there's like a H, a bit like a rugby post goal. We've got to get to there, either left or right, it doesn't matter, both will go over the railway line. That's what we need to do. We need to get over the railway line. No, we don't. We need to get to the side of the railway line. So I don't actually need to get to that bit at all. Well, I do to get across. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll get there. I'm fairly hopeful we'll get there. The computer tractor. So I've got auto drive driving the other tractor. And he's taken a very different route to myself, but yeah, we should be able to get there. Alright, we've come to a junction, so we need to go left. So I hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all having a good day. My day ain't not going too bad. Seemed to be a little bit better today, well, better than what I was this morning anyway when I recorded 1950s. Seemed to have improved a little bit. I stopped and had a very light lunch, and seemed to be on the mend. So that's good. But yeah, so not going too bad. As so we've got other things to be getting on with today. Want to get a little bit of cash flow in, and then I also want to go and see a man about an excavator. So we decided we bought in the last episode. We bought the pig area, which we had intended to do. So we bought that area last time, and what way? I'm going this way. Oh, well, talking of the pig area, that's where we've ended up. Ooh, can't see much going that way, James. Right, that directly in front is Churchview Farm, which is the one right next door to the pig farm. So we've ended up at the pig farm, which I hadn't realised. Yeah, I suppose, yeah, going that way. But yeah, so that's where we've ended up. But anyway, we're going to sort of just pop along here, go round this corner, and then, yeah, I think I know the way now. Now that I realise that's the pig farm. We could go through the pig farm, to be fair, and we'd still come out at the right side, but we'll go round. We'll do it properly. And yeah, so as I say, it's not too bad. So we're going to get this canola sold, and then we're going to get the man with the excavator, but that may well be the next episode, just because this episode, it's September. You know, I'm looking to drill my wheat quite early this year. The reason being is so I'm hoping, even if we have to take out a loan, to be able to buy at least one more field up near the pig farm. I don't know why I turned my map off. I need that one because I need to know which way I'm going. Up near the pig farm, because I would like to grow a field of sugar beet. Now, sugar beet, for whatever reason on my game, no longer now registers as a food for pigs. However, you can feed it to pigs. The pigs will consume the sugar beet. The only difference is it will not affect their health. So their health will remain on 0, but they will grow, they will mature, and they will do everything that they should do. They just don't, the health just doesn't change. So it's sort of a problem, but not a problem. It looks bad, and as well, I think I'm right in saying, although it doesn't really apply on this pig farm, because we haven't got no manure pits, and I've tried to sort of not put any in, because I would do that, you know, so that you guys get to see, you know, sort of where, you know, what I'm doing, and to make sure everything's legit. But I kind of just sort of had it available so I could try and place them, and they get placed at such funny angles that you know, it would just look, A, it would look silly, and B, I'd never get nothing in to empty the darn thing. So you know, so therefore you know, we're not going to be getting manure from the pigs, but that's okay, because you know, eventually we will get cows and we can get our manure from there, so it's not really an issue as such. It's a shame because obviously we would have a lot of pigs, but you know, it is what it is, and you know, and we've just kind of got to go, you know, sort of with that. So we want to go this way. I think we're somewhere there now. It's just a shame the train, and mind you, we've still got a couple of loads left, so as I say, we've got this to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do one load myself, and then I'm going to put the other load on auto drive, because we've got some seeding, we've got some cultivating that needs doing. So you remember as well, in the last episode we subsoiled the tram lines and got most of them out. So the reason why I do that is because with the Proceed mod, you can't actually drill over the tram lines. Now, if you end up getting the tram lines not quite on the tram lines, like dead on where the tram lines were the year before, you then have 2 sets of tram lines. So if you can subsoil them and then disc them, that does get rid of them, and then you can and then from there you can then you know, re-drill them, and you've got no issue, because you'll just have 1 set of tram lines. Right, I think I can get rid of that now then, that's pretty sugar in there, or down there. Fine, we don't need that one. Something that I kind of would like some feedback on, guys, is I'm thinking about reinstalling sugarcane on this map. Now, obviously sugarcane's not grown in Norfolk, we know that, but I was thinking about doing it purely for a little bit of variety in terms of jobs. Now then, I can't remember which road it is that we go down. I think it's this one. Yeah, I'm sure it's this one. Look at that, look, eh? Auto drive thinks it knows the quickest route, but it set off a long time before I did, and here I am. Right, this is the one. This is the one we need, so we'll get over the whoa. We'll tip in there. I should be able to get my way back, I think. Do you know, I've been out on days out so many times and thought, yeah, I can get my way back now, and then I've ended up kind of like, where the hell am I? Right, we will turn ourselves about turn, and then we will get ourselves back. We should actually meet the David Brown coming the other way, so we're going to have to be a little bit careful, because I don't obviously want to collide, because he will then he may well jump off the course, and I don't want that. I've had that before, where you know they just end then because they sort of think, no, you've spoilt it now. I'm not driving no more. So we have to be a little bit wary of him, but we should be fine. Anyway, we'll get over the crossing, and there he is. So we'll get over the crossing, and then we should be all right. Hello, beat ya. So yeah, as I was saying, we will end up getting some cows, and that will then give us our manure. Now the pigs will still produce liquid manure for us, so that's no problem. We'll be able to do that. But as I say, when we get back, I'll get this on to auto drive, and then we're going to do some cultivating. And once we get that done, we can then crack on with some drilling. Now, there is a couple of bits of machinery that I would like to buy as well, just to try and help us in the right, help us in the right direction. So I would like a little bit more powerful tractor. I think that's going to help massively. So as I say, I would like a little bit more of a powerful tractor, and I would like a bit of a different seed drill, or for the seed drill to go on the back of the sort of bit more powerful tractor. Now I don't know how that's going to work, because so I've got a couple of tractors in mind. I don't know whether to go with tracks, because we can buy, there's available to buy for I think £80,000 is an 85, is it 8520? I can't remember. I'll show you. I can't remember what it is. We just skim all the way along here. Right, we got this one. Oh, 8410 T on rubber tracks, but I think we can boost that, yeah, to 335, which is an 8410 TT. I'm not sure that's a real model, but we could buy that. So these bars on the side, they're for fertilized tanks that we can put onto the tractor. Now, unfortunately, you don't have to put the bars on, but you can't get rid of you don't have to put the tanks on, but you can't get rid of the bars, which is unfortunate. But that's no problem. But yeah, I'm sort of kind of thinking about buying this, because then we've kind of got a tractor that we can sort of work in the fields all the time. And what happens is that if you have a tractor specific just to one sort of group of jobs, it doesn't use the wheeled tractors then, so we can be off doing other things as well. Because at the moment we've kind of really only got the case, I mean the big case. Yeah, I just sort of think that if we could, or even this tractor, which is a bit less money, it's not as powerful, you know, which is fine. Yeah, as I say, it's not as powerful, but at 270 horsepower, again, you know, we're going to be sort of well into the comfortable zone. But it's just, I don't know. I just don't think we've quite got there for that yet. I think that's a little bit too big for us, whereas that sort of kind of fits in with what we're trying to achieve really at the moment. You know, at the moment we're trying to achieve sort of, I think it was this way. I told you I'd get lost. I think it was this way. Yeah, we're okay. And yeah, so as I say, but I think in terms of sort of like ploughing and stuff like that, I think the crawler's going to be a much better sort of long-term solution. You know, but we'll kind of see, you know, how we go and see what happens. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. Just as I say, I think it would help. That seed drill that we've got, it's okay. But again, you know, it was a seed drill that the so this, as I've said before, this save is based very loosely on the very first farm that I worked on. So at the moment, apart from the Ford 7010, I think it is, or what we've got, or 7810 that we've got, pretty much the machinery is pretty spot on. You know, these two David Browns would have been 996s rather than 1210s. I think these are. But they, the ones they had were 996s. The case is spot on. They still got that case, actually, funnily enough. Or at least they did have, and up until sort of last spring, but I've not seen it since. However, they have had a new tractor on the farm. Well, they've had two new tractors, actually. They've had a Cat Challenger MT765, I think, and they've also had a John Deere 8030 RT. Sorry, I'm just having a little drink of tea because I've because I've not been very well the last few days. I've got an exceptionally dry mouth. But yeah, so they've got that as well. And I haven't seen the case since last spring, so I'm wondering if the case and a couple of other of the sort of really old tractors were sort of not necessarily traded in for the new ones, but sold off to raise a little bit of money for the sort of the newer tractors they have. I mean, they're not brand new. The farm very rarely buys anything. The only thing they do buy brand new every sort of 5 to 6 years is a combine. That's the only thing they buy brand new every time. But the tractors, no, they and I quite agree. They always say you can pick up really good second-hand tractors from the bigger farms that are trading in again for the newer model or the bigger model or whatever, and they've looked after that tractor, they've serviced it at every interval, because they can't afford to have sort of machines break down on them, because they've got maybe several thousand acres to farm and do whatever with. And the farmers always said, like, you can get some really, really good tractors for next to no money. And to be fair, that was true. As I say, in my time that I worked there for about 5, 6, 7 years, something like that. And I'm very professional today, aren't I? This might be why no one watches. Anyway, that's only a joke. Yeah, so when I was there, they bought a Claas 55 rubber tractor for myself to drive, and then so I did all the. 'Cause I used to do pretty much all of the ploughing on that farm. Ray used to do a little bit as well, but the sort of the ploughing ahead of the drills and stuff like that was done by me. And what they did was they bought me a 8 for a offset mounted Lemkin plough, and then a Simba Solo, and also which was 4.5 meters wide. And now then, is it that way or is it the other way? Either or, actually, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so I had that, and I also had a Simba quarter press, which again was 4 meters wide. And so I used to do sort of pretty much all the main cultivations ahead of the drill. That was pretty much the reason why the second farm took me on, was because my job was pretty much ploughing and sort of main cultivations. And then after the year that John didn't show up when we were drilling, decided to go on holiday to Portugal for 2 weeks. I then also became the relief drillman. So when sort of John decided not coming in this week or whatever, which was very frequent, it did happen a lot, then I could also do the drilling as well, but I would do the drilling on his tractor, which was 7810 John Deere. So basically he had got to that point in life where he openly said to the boss man, James is young, he wants to earn money, he wants to work, he loves the job, you might as well let him do it. Like he said, like, I'm getting to that age now, he said, like, where I don't mind coming in the week, doing a full day's work and that. He said, but the weekend I don't want it, I don't want it. So I want to spend the time with my missus. The kids are grown up, they've flown the nest. They've all got married themselves, you know. He says me and the missus can go, you know, city breaks and do this, that, and everything else. You know, he said like I don't want it no more. You know, let Jamie do it. And anyway, sort of at the time when that was kind of being said, and we got to harvest, and John had said to the boss man, he said like, I'm probably going to have a few days off, and you know, the boss man was like, hang on, we're harvesting, and he was like, yeah, Jamie will do it. He said like, he's capable. He said like, I've had him on the combine with me. He said like, he's been driving, he's been, you know, he said like, he's all right, he's good, you got to give him a chance. And what the boss man doesn't know is that I was in, so they were in the workshop on one side. On the other side, so there was like a tarpaulin sort of partition right across the middle, and then on the other side was like a sort of a second workshop, or we used to store the David Brown in there because it used to leak oil. It used to stand in there, and then what you would do is we'd have a pan underneath it to collect all the oil, you see, and then we just put the oil each sort of day or whatever in the waste oil can, and then obviously if you needed to like oil the player breasts, you know, in the winter, you know, to stop them from rusting and corroding, you know, you could just paint them on and, you know, paint that waste oil on there, and job was a good one sort of thing. It did, you know, I used to say to Andy, why don't we just get like the oil leak fixed? I said, it must be costing you a fortune in bloody oil. He's like, yeah, he said, no, it's all right. He said, you know, he said, it's fine. And I was like, you know, really? Yeah, I'll just get it fixed. Crikey, he soon caught me up. Anyway, let's now do this. I think this is the one we want. So we want farm silo. I'm in the away, aren't I, mate? There you go, farm silo, sell points, and then we want British grain unload, and then we need to scroll all the way up here because we need canola, and then you can just drive. There we go. So as I say, we're going to crack on with some cultivating. The one thing I do need to do is I just need to find the cultivator. Oh, there it is. There's no problem. Right, we need to move this tractor then because we're going to need to get that. But yeah, so anyway, I say I was stood the other side of the partition, and you know, the boss man sort of said to John, he said, nah, he said, look, when you retire, he said, like, you know, James is going to be pretty much relegated to the garden, and you know, we're going to have Grovesy. So Groves was a local contractor. They were literally just down the road from us, and we, you know, the sort of Gordon and Kevin were really good friends with the boss man. Like they, you know, they were really good friends. I think they'd sort of gone to school together and that, and you know, college and different things together. And so they were contractors, and we were just arable farms, and we had a few animals, but they were sort of a hobby for the boss man. We didn't really get involved with the animals, apart from, you know, we'd sort of cut the grass in the paddocks and roll them and, you know, harrow them and sort of stuff like that. But in terms of actually working with the animals, we didn't, you know, it was very rare that ever happened. I think a couple of times I helped the boss man on a Saturday, like when we were sheep shearing and stuff like that. So I used to gather the wool up and roll it up and, you know, sort of fold it up and put it into the like they had a great big like a big it was like a rack, and then this rack would get hung up, and so I used to roll it up and put it on there. So I used to help sort of, you know, the weekend sort of doing that, but you know, that was probably once, maybe twice a year tops, you know. And so that's what I would sort of end up doing. And right, I'm going to do the naughty. I'm going to tab over to this tractor. That's the one. This is the one I want to do the cultivating on. But yeah, so as I say, I was stood the other side of the tarpaulin petition, and I, you know, I heard the boss man say, you know, nah, you know, when you retire, James is going to go in the garden, and we're going to get Grovesy in to do it all. You know, that means we can then get rid of our equipment. You know, we can sell all the machinery off, take the money for that. We can still farm it, but Grovesy can sort of come in and do all the work. You know, we'd only need to pay. I don't know why this tractor does that. There we go. We've cleared it now. It sometimes gets stuck in the lower gears and it won't speed up. It sort of gets itself stuck in the lower gears. So whether the gearbox is going or the clutch or whatever, well, be more likely the gearbox actually if it's sort of getting sort of stuck in the lower gears. But anyway, so yeah, I heard that, and then that summer another little incident happened, and where I was told that everyone was having the day off, the weekend off, because of how well we'd sort of worked through the week and that through harvest. I don't want that shit. Told you I'd get lost. And I was getting ready to go out with my girlfriend at the time, and everyone sort of on the farm went by with the combine and the tractors and trailers. Someone driving my tractor and trailer, I don't know who it was, and I just thought we were all having the time off, you know. So that happened. As I say, then I heard the comment about the you know, well, we're going to have Grovesy do it all and blah blah blah, you know. And I just, as I say, then later that autumn, Adrian, who was farm manager on the second farm that I worked on, sort of came to me and said about it. You know, they offered me a pay rise because apparently I was being grossly underpaid as well. And when I spoke to them about it, all they said was, yeah, but you're a trainee. And I was like, I've been here like, you know, 5, 6, 7 years. What, I can't remember how long it was. I think it was about 6 years. I said, like, I've been here 6 years. I can pretty much do any job on the farm. I said, and I'm a trainee. I said, like, you know, am I not worth more than that? And then he was like, he goes, well, not really. He said, like, you know, and so I sort of, okay. And so I just, from that point on, I just thought, right, you know, that's it then. You know, I'm going to go to the second farm. They're a bigger farm. They clearly want me because they've asked me. I've not asked them. So I thought, you know, I might as well go there. And that's why I ended up going there. But as I say, the machinery on here is pretty much, on this save, is pretty much fairly accurate to what they had in real life. They had this case. They didn't have it for very long. I think they had this about 3 years. So they had it the last year, summer that they used it was the summer I joined the farm, which was in 2007, and I did quite a bit of subsoiling with it and quite a bit of now I used to call it the star harrow because all of the like discs on the harrow were shaped like stars, but I can't remember what the proper name for it was. And I also used to as well pull a 6 meter soil saver with this tractor as well, but as I say, they got rid of this tractor, and then just kind of went to the 7810, which they had anyway. It wasn't like they bought that new while I was there, they had that anyway. So they bought that in 2001, so they'd had that a good 6 years before I got there. But they decided that all of the main jobs was going to be done by the 7810. I think, like everybody in life, I think it was just surprising what that tractor could do for the horsepower it was. It was about 100, sort of, I can't remember, it was 170, 190 horsepower, and it'd pull a house down. I reckon that John Deere made the best tractor ever, in my opinion, the 7810. Honestly, like, it was an awesome tractor. But anyway, we will crack on in this field and do a little bit of, well, probably if it will drive, there we go, and do some cultivating, and then we'll get this done. And then once we've got this done, we will then be ready in the next episode for some drilling, and hopefully as well, by the time the next episode comes, we'll have got the canola sold, and that will give us a little bit of money so that we can then get hold of, we can go and see a man with an excavator and hopefully start to get that ground that I showed in last week's episode leveled off, so that we can then put our own abattoir in, and then we'll be able to butcher our own pigs, and that will be absolutely fantastic, because obviously that will save us a great deal of money. But yeah, so we're progressing nicely. We're doing all right. Anyway, I'm going to switch over to a little bit of time lapse, and I'll see you when hopefully I've got pretty much most of, if not all, of the cultivating finished. Bye for now.
Lighten up, take me on your magic river. Tell me all your dreams align. Sign me up and tell me about the people that you know who are trying to feel alive. Life can get hard, so honey, if you need to cry, just come share my pillow and rain, rain, go away. I wanna hear about everything you're ever thinking. You know that I can take the truth. Call me out if you think I'm ever slipping. Maybe I can turn it around. Oh yeah. Baby, if you want us, you know time is on our side. If things are gonna haunt us, we'll just have to put aside. And I'm right here if you just need to cry. Come love, share my pillow and rain, rain, go away. Been some time since you fixed me. I'll never forget your I know if I need it, you'll always believe my eyes. Crying on my pillow, rain, rain, go away. Rain, rain, go away.
Right, so we're back. Not doing too bad. We're going to get this canola sold now, which is very much what we need to do, we need to get a bit of cash flow in. So this should hopefully put us in and around about 200 grand, hopefully. And then, as I say, we can then look to get one or two things moving. I'd like to get the contractor in to do the work that we need to do on the pig farm. So I'd like to get them in so that they can get that ground levelled. When we're nowhere near having enough money for the actual abattoir itself, because that's nearly 900 grand. But however, thing is, we don't want to get to 900 grand and we're not ready for it, because then what will happen is we'll end up spending the money on something else, and then we'll have to sort of repeat the process then to get the money again. So what I would like to do is as I say, get excuse me, get the ground levelled. Then when we have the money, we can then get it built. What I might do is I might hire the excavator, and then once we've hired the excavator, we can then sort of, we'll have to pay obviously a higher fee for it, obviously that I realise, but we'll be able to now then, I've lost another bit of kit which I'm prone to doing. I need the yellow trailer, the yellow flatbed. I should have just bought the bale trailer, but I want the yellow flatbed. I can't remember where I left it. I don't remember taking it down to the sheep. No, I don't remember taking it down here. Anyway, yeah, so we might hire the excavator, and then we can sort of just keep, over the winter months, we can just keep, sort of chiseling away at it ourselves. Because once we get drilled up, then we're going to be sort of not stuck for work, but work's certainly going to slow down, and there's certainly not going to be nowhere near as much of it. So if we can just sort of have a little job, that would be fantastic. And as I say, if we hire a big enough excavator, then we will we'll be able to get completed what we want to do. And not only that as well, but in the future, we won't be afraid to then hire and sort of change more of the landscape if that's what we want to do. I mean, ideally, if we ever got to the position where we're rich enough, it'd be great to buy our own. Yeah, isn't it? Darn it. Be great to have enough money so that we could own our own excavator, and then that way we can just do jobs on the farm as and when they need doing, rather than sort of having to go and sort of hire the excavator and and doing all that business. So yeah, as I say, that would be ideal, but I think we're away from that. I think we're quite away from being in that fortunate position, but yeah, not too bad. We're doing all right. And as I say, when you think, we're now year 3 into the project, we started off with a field and a chicken farm, and we've now owned all of these fields along the left-hand side here. We've still obviously got the chicken farm. We've now got nearly all of the chicken barns full to capacity with chickens, which obviously means that we're able then to produce the maximum amount of eggs and be sort of self-sufficient in egg production. Obviously we take them to the supermarket to sell. It will be nice when we are able to then start butchering our own pigs, that we'll then be able to take them to the supermarket and sell. So overall we're looking good. I'm very pleased about how this is going at the moment. As I say, we're in a good place, and we're going to get this seed loaded up. Next episode we are going to start the drilling. We're going to start the autumn drilling, Now, normally, I would maybe wait until October. The reason that you would wait till October is you would have the best chance of eliminating the blackgrass in the crop or in the field. So you would get a good flush in sort of August, September, and you would spray and spray it, and then once it starts to die off, crikey, that dropped, didn't it? You would then spray it off, and then once it sort of starts to die off, so once it starts to lose its green colour and it starts to slowly go off yellow and then brown, you would then disc it in or plough it, or whichever was part of your sort of cultivational need, so to speak. And then what you would do is let the black grass flush again in, whether it's the cultivated state that you've left the field in, or whether it's ploughed that you've left the field in. However you've sort of cultivated that field, you would then let the black grass come with another flush, and then spray it again, and then cultivate again. And by this time you're sort of mid to late October. Then put the wheat in the ground. The wheat then should be able to come up without being challenged by the blackgrass. Now, if you can get that to happen, you're on a winner, because by the time the spring comes and the blackgrass wants to start regrowing again, that is very sensitive. Might have to change that. Once you kind of get to that position where in the spring, the blackgrass wants to come again, and you start sort of fertilising with, sort of your first doses of nitrogen and stuff like that, the crop should be well established enough that it can smother out the blackgrass and stop it from growing. Now, that's theory, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But then you're able, if it sort of kind of doesn't, or if it reduces it significantly, you can then have another spray for blackgrass in the springtime, and you pretty much should then get rid of it for the rest of the year, and thus mean that I don't think that'll empty going over there. So what we'll do is, as I say, we'll get this ready for the next episode, and we will then as I say, get on drilling. So I've left him cultivating. Oh, he's now coming back. Hello. And then, as I say, I've left him cultivating in this field, so we'll just go and check on Davey, the cultivator, and see how he's getting on. And then, as I say, he'll be a couple of fields in front then, so I shouldn't, in theory, catch him up. And then what we'll do is we'll then get one of the other David Browns then, once I get a couple of fields in front, and then we'll get the rolls going behind us. And, yeah, we should hopefully then be, as I say, getting pretty much drilled up. So most of it's coming wheat. So these two fields here will come wheat. So yeah, he's getting on grand. That's lovely. Really pleased with that. As I say, he's getting on fine. Most of it will come wheat. Might have some of it come sorghum. It is a crop that we do grow in the UK. It's not widely grown in the UK, but we do grow it in the UK. So I'm fine to to plant that. But as I said at the beginning, let me know about what you think about the sugar cane. The only reason being is sugar beet's going to be used for our pigs, whereas we can use sugar cane then to do sort of sugar and stuff like that. And that's another thing as well. Sort of give me your thoughts in the comment section. Do you want me to do all production so that eventually we're sort of just supplying the supermarkets with all of the food that we've produced, or would you rather have kept it as a kind of arable farm that we just kind of sell off the barleys, we sell off the canola, we sell off sort of all the crops we just sell them off as crops, and we don't do too much in the way of production? Let me know in the comments your thoughts on that, because obviously then it sort of kind of gives me an indication of what people may or may not want to see. you know, because the one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to sort of make this same old, or I don't, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, I sort of want to do, you know, what you guys are interested in seeing. Yeah, all that's left for me to say is thanks ever so much for watching this episode. If you've enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to like this episode. It helps with the algorithm. It helps to push the channel just a little bit further out. Also, as well, again, if you like this series and like other series that I do, you know, consider hitting that subscribe button. Again, you know, many people, you know, think they've subscribed sometimes to a channel and they actually haven't, or you know, inadvertently on another occasion they've hit the subscribe button, it's unsubscribed us. So as I say, if you do like what you see, you do like sort of my British kind of playthroughs, there will be some other things coming to the channel, where we'll sort of visit other parts of the world. I know 1950s is set in America. I was very keen to set it in America for the story and the backdrop and everything like that. But yeah, so and as well, you know, if you do like what you see, and you know, like listening to my stories, you know, like watching you know, the episodes in general, why not consider sharing the videos as well, you know, on your social media pages, you know, on your own YouTube pages, whatever, you know, as long as they get a credit for it and a link back to the channel, then I'm more than happy for that to happen. But if you could just share me around as well and try and help to just boost the views a little bit, help to boost the channel a little bit. I did originally set up a goal of 1,000 subscribers by the time you know, I reached my birthday, which is April the 16th. That doesn't look like it's going to happen now, to be fair. When I first set that challenge in, I think it was late November, I was really optimistic. You know, the subscribers were sort of going well, but we've kind of ground to a halt, really. And yeah, you know, and also as well in the comments, you know, let me know things you'd like to see. You know, if there's a playthrough that you think, well, I quite like them playthroughs, I would like to see Mr. Jimmy D do that or whatever. And also as well, don't forget to look out on the channel, because you know, we've got some new content that's coming. So Farming Sim will be pretty much the only game that I do play. There is an idea floating around my head at the moment to do another save, um, whether it be here on the Vintage Oaks, but in another area of the map, um, where we incorporate other games into this game, and that kind of ties in with the story and ties in sort of with the save, so everything will fit. It won't be a mismatch. Everything will fit. I need to speak to a very good friend that I've started sort of chatting with when I get that idea kind of fully set in my mind, and see what he thinks, because I greatly appreciate his input. And so I need to do that. And as I say, anybody else that wants to have an input, wants to have a say, you know, get in touch, leave a comment, and I'll get back to you. But as I say, thanks ever so much for watching this episode. I've really enjoyed having your company, and I can't wait to see you again next time. Bye for now.